ironclad evidence that her husband Joe is having an affair.
I could see the buttocks of a woman sitting on top of Joe.
You actually think that he's bringing her not only into your home, but into your bed while you're in it. She says, I will kill you.
I never threatened to kill her.
I'll go to jail for killing you.
You were pretty violent at the hotel.
I did not lay my hands on her.
She's controlling the security. She's possessing me right now. Like, are you God? Do you think you're God? You're not God.
I wanted a card to express my love with lots of hearts. I love you so very much, Ralph. About a month later, the card was returned as undeliverable.
Well, Ralph says he cannot wait until his girlfriend Louise finally returns to the U.S. so they can settle down and begin planning their wedding. But Ralph's son Dan and daughter-in-law Laura say they are sure that day will never come. Now, you said returns to the U.S., so where's she from?
I think initially Alabama, and her Facebook page was Pennsylvania.
Okay, so she's a U.S. girl.
She was born in the Isle of Wight,
okay,
so off the coast of England.
But she's lived here,
yes,
in Alabama and Pennsylvania.
Yes, that's
so
correct.
She knows American ways and
yes,
and all of that. Okay, but his family thinks this day's not ever going to happen. Take a look.
My father-in-law is involved in a romance scam.
He's been drained of most of his retirement money.
Ralph has given this woman $130,000 to $160,000.
My father is lonely and looking for love and companionship.
My father-in-law had met a woman online from Alabama living in Germany, and that just threw up so many red flags for me.
My family has questioned that Louise is real.
In June 2018, my father-in-law was at the airport waiting for Louise to arrive. She didn't. And then he sent me a letter from German immigration saying that her visa had expired and that she was going to be held for espionage.
My wife called the German embassy. They said things didn't work that way.
Louise changed her name. Her name was Dottie. Then she changed her name to Dorothy.
And then Dorothy Louise, it switched to Louise Dorothy.
Why wouldn't you give somebody your real name?
We tried calling Louise. We got a message that it was a text now number, unable to make phone calls, just text communication. We thought that was suspicious as well.
Ralph had told me that she'd gone to school in Singapore. On social media, it said that she went to school in Sweden. Definitely a red flag.
I contacted the police department in his town. After they talked to him, they called me and said, we feel like he still believes that it's real.
To get the money that he needed to send to Louise, he cashed in an IRA that he had. He used money out of the family trust. He's closed and used checking accounts and savings accounts.
He thought it was just a loan that he would be getting back. She had sent him a bank statement showing that she had $850,000.
He believes that she will get that money back to him. They'll live together, and they'll never have to worry about the money.
It's very upsetting because my dad has always been very smart with money.
Recently, Louise had asked my father-in-law for $2,500 to cover her rent.
And I mentioned to her that I was worried for her, but I couldn't help. Since then, I have not heard as to where she is or what has happened to her.
It makes me so sad that he is 80 years old and looking for a part-time job when he's worked his whole life.
I do not think it is a scam. I trust her. I think she's honest.
My hope is we're going to get the evidence that we need to convince my father-in-law that this has got to be over.
Well, Dan, Laura, thank you all for being here. We talked backstage for a minute, and you've been listening to me talk to Ralph. You were surprised that your dad was dating a woman he had never met, that he had gotten this involved with somebody he had never met, right?
Yes.
Because that's not like him.
Correct. He initially told us about it the day before my daughter graduated from college. We were out to dinner, and he leaned over and said, I have a new girlfriend. And I said, where did you meet her? And he said, online. And I said, where does she live? And he said, Alabama, but she's